So I was chatting to Gemini, and I told it that I had in my box of bits of pieces a 9-to-1 Unan and some cable, some wire, a coax coming from the shack. And then I drew out this ugh. Then I drew this wonderful paint design after sort of talking it through with Gemini, and we came up, yeah, we did come up with this. It isn't what I ended up with overall, but it did come up with the idea for a random wire, and random is sort of in inverted commas because if you get the wrong length of cable, then it, yeah, strange things happen. Let's jump into the garden where I'll talk you through what I've been up to.
So here I am at the end of the garden, and I've just sort of like been scatting out where I want to have the feed point for the antenna, and I'm thinking on the side of this shed here I could mount the Unan and then have my feed. It comes up, that goes, there's a tree right there. There's lots of trees. There's a tree here. I could go up to that one, and then across there's this fern tree here behind me. That's a tall one, and then from there across back to the house. And I think that's going to give me around about 45 meters, so a fairly quick vertical up, then a long wire over. I think they call it an L, inverted L formation. So the first thing I need to do is grab the coax cable, which I've got caught up by the house, and then get that up to the feed point and hope that it's long enough. So one advantage here, the police car shop, that is like marshland. I think there's some kind of natural spring somewhere around here, so I think if I drive a ground rod in, I'm going to get a really good ground here, especially if there's a natural spring literally here. So that's the plan. One of the advantages of having a messy garage full of stuff is that occasionally you find stuff that you actually need. And it is a mess in here, guys, but it's what I'm working with. So I've just found, this must be like 1.5 meters earth rod. I don't have the proper connection for it, so I'm thinking I might drill a hole through here so that I can put a bolt and then attach a crimp to it. So first of all I'm going to have a look for the proper connection. If not, we'll make something work. We decided I might drill and tap it, and then I've got a nice little stainless steel, well, I won't need the nut now. If I tap it I can just go stainless steel bolt straight in. So let's do that. So I've just run the tap through there. Let's grab the bolt. Oh yeah. Perfect. I mean, not perfect, but that will work. I think that might be as far as it wants to go. Let me go and get a big hammer and see if it wants to go any further. I've got a little choice of big hammers here. I might try the little lump hammer, a bit more control over it maybe. First, see if it wants to go any further. I don't think that's... You've hit a rock. Yeah. Yeah. That's okay. It's down a good metre at least. I've decided what I'm going to do is get the balance or Annan mounted onto this board and then fix that to the side of the shed, because I need to come feed in the bottom here, feed out a little short link to this guy here, and then come off here with the radiating wire and the ground wire. So I'm going to get it set up on here, then take it up to the shed. Now I'm not really sure why I've got a loop here rather than just going straight up with a little short hop. It kind of feels like what I should be doing. I don't think it's going to cause any particular harm, so I'm going to run with it. Anyone watching will let me know if I should change this. Yeah, so with the top off, now I see what's going on. I can lighten this up, pull that gently to the side. Get it straightish. Boom. Okay, let's cut these off, and I'm going to seal these lids, maybe a bit of sealant, and see where we go from there. There's actually a bit of a break there, so that's... Yep. Screws. Right. So I think I'm going to basically go on the edge here. Maybe I'll come to there. Yeah. Feed. There's enough room there. Yep. That's good. Oh. The wrong bit. Be right back. Okay, got the correct PZ2 bit now. I was thinking I could maybe put a little roof maybe there. Some point I might do that now actually. So I'm going to make the connection now to ground essentially. So I've picked up, yeah that's 10. Oh, that's a bit grindy. I must have distorted it a little bit when I hammered it in. It's still going though. So I've managed to pick up, let me see here, I've got some old meter tails. I'm just going to use that in between. So I'm going to come off this terminal here, come down and across here. Got some heat shrink. So let's chuck a bit of that on there. Okay, put another piece of heat shrink on this section. I haven't got any smaller washers. I got an idea. I'm going to chop the edge of the washer off. Take a look at these. See that button there? Power. Let's see just how much power it's got. I can get a go. There it goes. Did it. We won. That's better. Also, the secret weapon, ratchet spinner. So there we are, got a really good connection now. Probably tighten this up a little. Feels about as tight as it wants to go. Let's see if I've got a couple of cable clips to clip that in there. Into my rod, that's going to be a really good grounding point. So there we are, I've got my set up, we've got the choke, a little bit of cable into the unnon, got the ground rod in, got a nice thick connection to that. So the next phase is coax, bring that around here somewhere, and up into there. Let's do that next. I want a bit more than I'm going to need, because I'm not worried about leaving a few loops here, because this cable I still need to fix it in really, clip it around the side of the house and everything, so I'm going to need a bit of leeway for that. And this is an experiment, it might not work, I might need to move this around. So that old adage, I'd rather be looking at it than looking for it. Yeah. Now I was thinking initially I would get my triple extension ladder and climb the tree, but I'm now having second thoughts about that. I think what I might try and do first is throw a line over the tree if I can. So maybe I'll try that first. So this is what I think I'm going to go for. It's a M16 bolt with, what's that, 5 nuts on it, and that's a decent weight and I can hold it pretty firmly. I think I could hopefully fire it over the top of there. Not quite where I wanted it. Okay, I've been around seeing my dad because he's a fisherman. He's given me a little catapult because obviously I didn't have the oomph to throw it over south, and I'm going to use a bit of a lighter weight, smaller bolt and less nuts. It's made it maybe 2/3 up. See if we can. There it is there. It's not as high as I need it to be. Okay, so I need to find myself a stronger catapult because this little thing hasn't got the legs, unfortunately. So off camera, yeah. The whole trying to get the catapult to work wasn't happening. So I was trying like smaller projectiles, smaller bolts, and the fishing line I got is only like rated to 1.5 kilos or something, and it kept snapping. I did have one that sailed way up over the top, over the tree next to it, and just lost it. And then because the line was so weak, every time I pulled it, eventually it just snapped. I've now got my paracord halfway stuck up in the tree, hence the ladder there, trying to rescue it. So I'm gonna have to come back for a plan B on the antenna. That is okay, you know. Can't always get things done in a day. At least I managed to get the feeder up here and get the feed point in place, grounded, ready to go. So we're partly way there. I just need to figure out how to get up over this tree reliably, and then we're not far off then. Back to the house. I've already got an anchor point at the house. It's not the best, but it should do for now. So stay tuned. We'll come back another day and we'll try again. Right, I'm back. It's the next day, and we've got a plan B. So the catapult was failing, so I know a fisherman, and he's brought his fishing rod, and we're going to try and cast over the top of the tree. Let's see if we can do it that way. So let's give it a go. Test casts first. Just got one nut on the end. You're not going to see that. Oh. Oh, it's done the loopy thing. Okay, we catch it on video. No. But believe me, that was the most perfect cast that has ever been cast. My dad was there with his fishing rod. He went perfectly, perfect arc, straight back down where we are here. So now we're going to splice on the Kevlar string that I've got very carefully, because we don't want it to snag when we pull the line back over the top. So we've got the line attached to the Kevlar rope. Ready to go? Yep. Up she goes. Duration update. So I have now got the Kevlar rope up and over my tree. I've connected that rope in a loop so that I can sort of pull it up and round the tree and then leave it in position should I need to make any alterations or change the antenna later down the line. And I've got my totally not very safe ladder rigged up ready. I just need to pull out the radiating antenna wire now. Now AI has told me the perfect length, 45.1 meters essentially. Apparently that should tune on top band as well as all the other good bands. So as it's raining, I'm gonna crack on now. Pull out. I've changed my mind. I was going to use some cat cable, but the wife objected to bright lime green wire being suspended across the garden. I don't see a problem myself, but so I'm going to go with some brown. I've got some brown 6mm cable, Where did I put it? Right here. So I've got some brown 6mm singles. I mean, there was 100 meters on here once. It looks like there should be roughly half remaining, so I'm going to pull it out now and see that I've got enough there. If not, I'll come up with plan B. Luckily I've got plenty of cable knocking away. Onwards, upwards and on the air. I have exactly the right amount of cable on that drum. If that isn't fate, I don't know what is. It's meant to be. Now I just need to hope that, because lead flat out on the ground, that extends way past where it's going to be attached to the house on the apex of the roof. But I'm hoping that the slope up should be about right. Eyeing it up, it looks right. So the next thing I'm going to do is pull the cable up and over the tree. Let's do that. I've got my loop on my paracord, looping around the tree. Hook that up. Classic bit of electrical tape there. And now I'm going to pull my radiating wire for the antenna up and over. I'm on my own at this stage, so ideally I could do with someone feeding and someone pulling, but I'm going to give it a go, see what happens. It's raining, so I'm not going to leave the camera out in the rain, but I'll see how it goes and update you. So the eagle-eyed amongst you might realise that I've changed my outfit and my hair's grown a little bit. That's because it's about a week after. So I've got the wire up and over the tree. I'll show you now. I connected it up to the house essentially at the apex of the roof. There was a little bit of messing that I did with the length. It was a little bit too long initially. It was like literally too long, and I would have had to have returned it back to the chimney on the other side of the roof, so didn't really want to do that. So I shortened it a bit. I spoke to AI and it gave me a plan to shorten it slightly. So I did that and we're up on the air. It tunes really well right the way from 6 meters all the way through to 160. 80 and 160 will only tune if I put my 7300 into emergency mode, because it's slightly higher than it likes to tune at full power. But I do have a manual tuner. I haven't tried it yet, but I'm pretty sure it'll tune up fine. And I've made contacts on 160 and 80 meters at the reduced 50% power, and I give reports. So I'm going to call that a success, a good success actually. It seems to work really well on 15 meters and 20 meters, 4 and 40. It works great actually. Really impressed with it. Receives good. I'm getting good reports. I've worked some decent DX on it already. So thanks guys for tuning in and watching my first video. I'd love some feedback. Because I'm not really sure what improvements I can make. I certainly want to improve the audio. I'm going to get myself a microphone if I make more videos. I'd also like some feedback on music. I'm not going to put any music in this video because I kind of like that silence in between. You don't always, I don't think you need to pad it out necessarily, but please comment below if you think I should change tact on that. Maybe I should just put some music on. Maybe I will on the next one, just to mix it up. The next video I'm going to be showing the shack itself. I need to get the radio mounted correctly, tidy a few things up. I've got some plans for that. I also want to make myself a 270 antenna, or get hold of one and get that up. I wouldn't mind working 2 meters single sideband. Getting some sort of Yagi up and going, see if we can work some DX on 2 meters and stuff like that. Plenty of things to keep an eye out on, so appreciate it if you got the time to drop this video a thumbs up and follow along if you want to see more.